Okay, well, I put a couple of pounds on the last few weeks, and I thought it was just because of the holidays, but apparently that's a symptom of COVID. So, do you think I should get tested?
Absolutely. Hello, this is Karen,
And this is Kevin.
and this is Right From Us. No, do not get tested. That's what the majority of people do, and that's why the test rates are up so much.
Yeah,
But-
well, there's this article that it's 98 symptoms that coronavirus patients say they've had, and I mean everything is a symptom of COVID apparently.
Yeah.
I mean dehydration, fainting, anemia. I mean everything.
Phantom smells.
I've always heard that
Chills, but no fever.
that loss of taste is a symptom.
Yeah.
but
Loss of taste and smell is a symptom. Mouth sores or sore tongue. Heat intolerance. Swollen hands or feet. Dry or peeling skin. High blood pressure. Dry throat. Post-nasal drip. I definitely must have it then. Weight
everything
loss.
is a symptom of COVID.
Feeling irritable. Muscle twitching. Confusion. Syncope. Sharp or sudden chest pain. If you have sharp or sudden chest pain, you need to go to the hospital. Don't fool around with
Yeah,
that.
that's a heart attack.
Right.
You know, everything's getting blamed on this virus. I mean, even of course, deaths have been blamed all along on COVID.
Constant thirst, rash, floaters or flashes of light and vision, upper back pain, sleeping more than normal, tremors or shakiness.
Sleeping more than normal is a sign.
Well, actually, the nurse that I work with who had COVID says she actually ended up sleeping 23 hours of the day.
Are you serious?
Yeah. In fact,
Well,
her husband was so concerned he texted our
Really?
PA to ask if that was normal. But, well, that makes sense. I mean, if you're sick, that's your body's way of healing.
Did you
so.
say hand or wrist pain? That's one of the
Yeah.
ones.
Calf
in
cramps.
blood pressure.
Dry eyes, clogged ears, weight gain. There you go.
So yeah, weight gain is a
Uh-oh.
sign of COVID. So I guess
Nausea or vomiting, shortness of breath, or exhaustion from bending over.
it's kind of like the people that people that say that they have a overactive thyroid. That's why they're overweight.
I would be
And-
careful with that. You're going to get a lot of comments on that.
And it turns out that they're drinking like a gallon of pop every day.
Well, yeah. I'm going to leave that one alone because people are sensitive about that.
Yeah.
Reflux or heartburn, neuropathy in feet and hands, sadness. Sadness is a symptom of COVID.
Everything.
Blurry vision, hair loss. Oh boy. Fevers or chills. Tachycardia, which means your heart rate's too high. Night sweats, sore throat. So basically what this tells me is they don't really know.
Everything's a symptom of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, even cause of death is everything. I mean, just like that, there's a congressman that was getting ready to go into Congress that died the other day, and it was all over the news. He died of COVID. He's 41 years old, died of COVID. Turns out that he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
But he was actually in the hospital for some procedure related to COVID, and he had a heart attack, and it's blamed all over the news, at least, on COVID. So
Oh, I like this one. Inability to exercise or be active.
I have that all the time.
I think it's probably called fatigue. Difficulty concentrating or focusing. Shortness of breath. Muscle body aches. Fatigue. That's number one. To me, that just means that this is a novel virus that nobody really knows a whole lot about. So right now they're just recording everything that's been, that patients have been complaining about. So, I mean, it's going to be years probably before they figure out what's truly symptoms of COVID. But hopefully by then we'll have most people will have had the vaccine and we'll have eradicated the sickness.
Yeah, especially if there's a proposal out there to give people $1,500 to take the vaccine. Would you take the vaccine if they gave you $1,500?
I don't know. It depends. Like right now, I'm in a position where eventually the hospital is going to force us to take it, and I'll have no choice if I want to keep my job anyway. So I think if given the choice, if I to have $1,500 and take it willingly or wait and be forced to, I guess I'll take the 1,500.
Yeah. Apparently, this is a proposal by some guy. He was a Democrat presidential candidate. I don't even know who it was.
The idea comes from entrepreneur John Delaney, a former Democratic, of course, congressman
I don't
from
even know
Maryland,
who he is, but anyway,
who also ran for president in 2020, as a matter of fact. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that.
I mean, there was wasn't there like 30 people that ran for
Honestly,
president,
I don't know.
and look who they ended up with.
Yeah. Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, that's the best of the whole bunch.
Wow.
But I don't think I would do it for $1,500. I'm not sure what my price would be. I mean, they might give me $100,000. I might do it.
Well, he's saying that he's proposing this because in his mind, the faster people get the vaccine, the faster we can get back to normal. So if he's thinking if we can incentivize people to get out there and pay them to get the vaccine, maybe all this madness will be over with faster. But again, who's paying for that? Where's that $1,500 coming from?
Well, it'd be the government. It's the stimulus. He's saying if you want your stimulus check, you got to get the vaccine. Basically,
So basically, it's a form of blackmail.
Yeah, essentially, we got our $600 stimulus payment
Hey,
today. But if you want the next
party.
yeah, if you want the next check, you got to have a
There's-
vaccine.
Is there going to be a next one? You think
I
there
don't
shouldn't
know.
be? Don't you think?
There shouldn't be, or
There
should
shouldn't be
there
another
shouldn't be.
stimulus.
I don't think we needed this one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's unemployment benefits for people that are out of work. There's the PPP loans for businesses that are suffering.
And speaking of which, I feel so sorry for restaurants right now. I mean, not only are they being shut down, but the ones that can stay open can't get anybody in there to work. Like we
Right.
went to Qdoba tonight, and we had 2 guys working, and they were slammed.
They
with
were doing great.
Online orders and people standing in line. They did fantastic, but I feel sorry for them because they can't get anybody there to work.
People don't want to work. That you can make more money on unemployment
Right.
than you can
Right.
working.
Yeah.
That's just not right.
So it's another double whammy for these poor restaurants that are hanging on by a thread anyway, and then they can't even get people in there to work so they can stay in business. It's just it's so messed up. It's a messed up world for
Right.
sure. Let's see what else.
And speaking of the stimulus payments, I went quite a few places today doing my treasure hunting, and there were a lot of people out spending
Yeah.
money today. In fact, this one place I went today, he said he had been working there for 10 years. He has never seen so many people in his store. So, I mean, if you think about it that way, the stimulus is working, but, I mean, everybody's out spending the money.
Yeah, but for
today.
how long?
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't open up the country, we're going to be right back where we are. So they've ended up spending all this money for nothing, for just a quick shot in the arm. That's
Yeah.
not a solution.
Right.
Because they're going to lock everybody down again. So I don't know.
Right.
Especially if Sleepy Joe gets in office. Speaking of, I'm liking Josh Hawley. He's one of Missouri's senators, and
he's pretty
he's
awesome.
got some balls.
He's
I
pretty
appreciate
awesome.
his
I mean,
audacity.
A lot of times, the stuff coming from Missouri, I'm a little bit embarrassed about. Like Claire McCaskill, I
Oh
was
my
pretty embarrassed
gosh,
about her.
she was definitely an embarrassment.
But Josh Hawley, I mean, he's actually,
Stepping up to the bat.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
yeah.
Good for him.
I don't know if there's going to be any other senators that are going to dispute.
Actually, funny that you say that because I just went to the Tatum report, and there is a headline on there. Well, rats. Hold on. There's a headline on there that how many, like a bunch of senators just signed on to say they're also going to dispute it. I know that Senator Blackburn from Tennessee, which I really like her a lot, she's also joining the fight. It says, breaking, 11 senators agree to reject electors on January 6th. Let's see who those senators are. Well, obviously
11
Ted
senators?
Cruz. Uh-huh.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
See, I had not heard that.
Well, this was just posted not too long ago, including Cruz, Blackburn, of course, I like her, and Senator Kennedy. He is hilarious. He's from Louisiana. Mike Braun, Indiana. Steve Daines, Montana. Those are just a few of them, but hopefully,
And it's 11?
11 so far.
You know, that
So,
might actually end up being something. If that many senators, I mean, that's 10% of the senators right there, over 10%.
yeah.
If 10% of the senators dispute the electoral college vote, then
Yeah.
it might actually get some recognition. I mean, at this point, it's just getting swept under the, swept under the rug by the news media.
I mean, I don't look for anything to change. I mean, I don't think that it's going to change the outcome. Biden's probably still going to win because they're a bunch of cheaters. But if nothing else, maybe it'll bring to attention like the proof that the media says that we don't have. Like, where's the evidence? We can provide some evidence
I mean,
that there was some fraud.
There's mountains of evidence. I
But
mean, they've got, what is it, like I don't know, 1,000 affidavits from people at this point?
But here's the thing: nothing's going to happen with that if the courts won't hear it, and the courts so far at this point are refusing to even hear it.
Right.
So if we can just jam some evidence down their throats, then I would think they would have no choice but to hear it.
It's like, that's what I was going to say. They almost, the news almost has to recognize it at this point.
Right.
If 11 senators, and it's 100, I think 146 members of Congress.
Yeah. Well, it's encouraging to know that there are a few people stepping up to, kind of fight for this, because again, it goes way beyond this election, guys. This is setting a precedent for future elections. And if we don't get to the bottom of this, then every single election from this point on is going to be nothing but cheating. And Republicans will never win again. We can't have that. That can't be. We can't have a republic if that happens. I'm already nervous about potentially having a one-party rule for the next 4 years.
At this point, it's almost like, what's the purpose of even voting? If it's just
exactly. And that's exactly what's going to happen. People are going to get discouraged because, just like you said, why should I spend time out of my day to go vote when my vote's not going to count anyway? They're just going to cheat and win, no matter what we do. So that's why it's so important to bring this to people's attention, so that we can hopefully prevent this from happening in the future. And there was something else I was going to say about that too. Let's see. I don't know. It'll come to me in a minute. But yeah, anyway. So I just think, I know what it was. Talk about what, was it Mitch McConnell on a phone call?
Oh, well, they had a phone call. Apparently all the senators had a phone call yesterday or day before or something like that.
Minus Josh Hawley.
And apparently Mitch McConnell said, okay, Josh, can you explain what's going on with you? And this is like silence.
Right.
Because
he wasn't on the call.
Apparently he wasn't on the call.
But then he sent an email.
He sent an email. I forget what it was. It's something like...
we basically have already discussed this.
Yeah, my position's already out there, so it's like, there's no reason for me to say any more.
See, I think that is so refreshing that he's not going to kowtow to the pressures of the rhinos. I mean, I think that's so refreshing, and I think that's a smart move. And I've heard a rumor that he's thinking about running for president at some point. I don't know. We'll see. I think that he would be a good candidate because he's a good-looking dude. He's got, he's very bright. He has a lot of experience as far as
litigation. He hasn't been around very long, though. I mean,
he is a newbie.
I've never even heard of the guy.
He is a newbie.
I mean, he's only been a senator for 2 years. Where was he at before that? I mean, he's from Missouri.
Hey,
I haven't even heard of him.
Then again, look what happened with Obama. He wasn't even a senator for 2 years
Obama
before he got
from nowhere, basically.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's doable.
Yeah.
We'll see. But anyway, I really like the guy. I'm proud to say he's from Missouri. So yeah, go Josh. That's awesome. Very happy about that.
I mean, there's been a couple things though that he's done that weren't necessarily conservative.
Okay. Yes.
Like,
let's talk about
he
that.
was in favor of the stimulus checks. He teamed up with
Bernie Sanders. Okay.
It's like, I'm not sure I understand that. Of course, I guess maybe the position is, the government is the one that caused all the shutdowns and everything, so that's why we need the stimulus checks.
See, I think it was smart that he did that because I think it shows that he will work with whomever to do what is right. Because if you're going to have a stimulus, then we need the $600 is just piddly. That's nothing. You should give people a substantial amount of money because you, Mr. Government, are the ones that caused this whole... What'd you burp?
Yeah. Excuse me.
I mean, but you, Mr. Government, are the ones that caused this whole situation to begin with. So if we're going to have any kind of stimulus, make it worth people's while. So he's trying to champion for the people, and Bernie Sanders just happened to agree with him. And so did AOC, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And I think that's smart on his part, because that shows that it doesn't matter what party you are, what side of the aisle you're on. If you are championing a cause that's right, then you should get together with those people and do what's right. So I think that's smart on his part.
Well, we'll see how it goes. That's Wednesday. This Wednesday is when they're going to have when the senators and Congress
Wow,
meets.
that is this week, isn't it?
It's Wednesday.
Wow.
So that's
that
coming
is
up.
going to be interesting. I
mean,
hope they
this is-
televise it.
This is a pretty historic
Yeah,
thing.
it
Actually,
really
that's
is,
happening,
actually.
So
Yeah, you think they'll probably televise it, right?
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to probably watch it because that's so
I don't
interesting.
know. The
Well,
the
that's
regular news
true.
media likes to just sweep everything under the carpet.
Yeah,
so.
they don't want to make it public knowledge. So
Yeah.
who knows if they will or not. But definitely stay tuned, because we are making history with this. Let's see. I'm looking at your spreadsheet. You have quite a few things listed this week. I kind of stepped away from it this week just to give myself a little bit of a break, because I don't want to call myself a news junkie, but after a while, it kind of gets to you a little bit. Just all
Yeah.
the doom and gloom, and
Yeah. Kind of get sick of it after a while.
like my
but
nose is stuffy. Oh no, I have a stuffy
That's a
nose.
symptom.
I must have COVID. Oh, it's madness.
So anyway, there's been quite a few.
Speaking of madness,
Some of these. Apparently, in Canada, they've
knew-
got these.
Did I
they've got
call it or not? I knew he was gonna
new
go there.
lockdowns and new new lockdowns and restrictions against
Yeah.
non-essential businesses, and they've got, in order to be fair to the smaller companies, the bigger companies are having to basically block off certain sections of aisles, certain products they can't sell. Like, for example, this one thing I was watching yesterday, he was going down through this aisle, and shampoo was okay to buy, but then they got to pantyhose, and it had saran wrap over it. It had plastic wrap over it.
I mean, they literally
saran
put
wrap.
saran wrap over that part of the aisle to prevent people from buying pantyhose. What does that have to do with anything at this point?
Yeah, it was pantyhose and
Lighters?
and tape. It's just the government.
Wasn't it
Apparently,
that
the
glue?
government. This is in Quebec. The government gave them a list of things that they could not sell because it would be
Right.
unfair to the smaller companies to sell those things. So they had to put saran wrap over the
That
certain
I'm telling
sections
you,
of the aisle. That's crazy.
It just gets crazier and
Yeah,
crazier.
and I was thinking about that. That reminds me. Do you remember the blue laws that we used to have in Missouri, where you'd go to the store?
Alcohol?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was more than alcohol. It was certain things you couldn't.
Oh, really?
You couldn't buy it. It was kind of the same thing. You'd go to.
I don't
We had
remember
this
that.
store named Skaggs.
Right.
It's called Osco now, but
Right.
You remember Skaggs?
Yeah.
You'd go to certain aisles and that would be closed.
Yeah.
Like tools.
I do remember
you
that.
Couldn't
Oh,
buy
I don't remember
tools on
that.
Sunday.
I thought it was just
and-
alcohol.
Well, definitely alcohol, but then there were certain other things you couldn't buy. It was, and that's what this kind of reminds me of.
Huh.
But this was like certain sections of certain aisles were closed off, covered with plastic. You couldn't buy things.
I
It was just
mean,
really ridiculous.
The madness just continues. It is so bizarre where we are in this process. It's like, when is enough is enough? When are people going to stand up and go, okay, seriously, that's stupid. Why are you doing that? It makes no sense.
Some of these government officials just get a little bit of power and they just go crazy with it. They just can't stop, I think.
I really do think so too. I think it's a sickness. I really do. I
Yeah.
think they get get injected with this power, and they don't know. They lose all track of reality. What was the story about I think it was from a teachers union. She was tweeting out she wanted to keep the schools closed. I think she was from Chicago, and she was tweeting from like Mexico or something like that. She wasn't even in the States. So
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Do you hear that?
did you try? Oh,
Sorry
yeah.
about that. Yeah, something that's related to that. There's this. This is also in Canada, but it was the
Canada,
finance.
what are you doing?
It was the finance minister from one of the provinces up there that took a vacation to
Oh yeah.
a Caribbean island,
Yeah, yeah.
and he he on Christmas Eve he sent out a tweet. It was like a video of himself sitting by a fireplace.
Yeah.
And he was actually in the Caribbean, and he was trying to cover for himself being in the Caribbean, but it's kind of crazy.
See, and I guess it's so crazy to me that these people are so arrogant that they think that's going to work, that they're not going to get caught, that someone's not going to catch on. They're just, that is what they truly think people are stupid, like are so stupid that they're not going to figure out that he's not even in the States. You know, and that is what makes me the most mad, I think, is they just think we're so stupid that they have no choice but to do our thinking for us. And to be fair, a lot of people are okay with that.
Yeah, that was actually in Canada. And, the thing
Well,
about that is...
it doesn't matter. I mean, we've had, like, Governor Newsom doing that.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, lots of government officials have done things like that.
Well, Dr. Birx even did it.
Yeah. Anyway, this particular guy in Canada, apparently, where he lives... he has to have a 2-week quarantine when he gets back, so he's going to get another free 2-week vacation, essentially.
Right, on
paid
the taxpayers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so maybe that was the plan all along, is to get caught, because, all it takes is an apology before people are like, oh, okay, well, in that case you apologized. I guess it was okay.
Yeah.
So he gets an extra 2 weeks out of the deal.
Yeah, 2-week quarantine. But, I mean, there's a light at the end of the tunnel here. Dr. Fauci says that life's going to return to normal by April
That's
of
so
2021.
I knew he was going to go there. Do I know this man or do I know him? Yeah, I know. I just saw that. Yeah, that is insane. Dr. Fauci just needs to go away.
I have a prediction, though.
What?
I think January 20th, everything's going to start getting back to normal.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
If Biden pulls this off and he ends up being the next president, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, because we got a second strain. We got to protect people.
We got the long dark winter ahead of us,
right?
That he keeps talking about.
I do think it's going to get worse before it gets better again.
I don't know. I just think the news media is going to sort of shut up about everything on January 20th.
I hope so. I really hope so. Just
assuming Biden gets in office, the news media is just going to start shutting up about everything.
At this point, I don't even care at this point. I just want this freaking madness to go away. I'm so sick of it. It's ridiculous. It's getting more and more ridiculous. And apparently people are not going to stand up and fight for this. So whatever it takes, at this point, whatever it takes to get back to normal, because this is madness.
Okay, so we talked about our goals for 2021. This is the January 2nd. We're recording this on January 2nd. So Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. 2020 is over. Woot, woot.
And last week I couldn't come up with my goals.
Oh, okay. So now you have some goals?
Not really. Oh. I mean,
I do.
I started thinking about my goals. Last year, our one goal was to try to make my vision better.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, out of everything, I think my eyes have really gone downhill over the last few
100%,
years.
100%, I agree.
And so my goal last year...
His eyes have gotten bad.
My goal last year was
kidding.
to make...
Oh, sorry.
To make my vision better.
Yeah?
Do like...
Eye exercises or whatever.
And eat things.
Yeah.
And like I remember my shakes, I was drinking shakes with carrot juice and also eating...
Yeah.
I have floaters in my eyes. I don't know if you know what those are.
Yeah.
It's like, and if you eat raw pineapple, apparently it makes those better. So I started the year out last year eating carrots and carrot shakes.
Well,
and
you're leaving us all with bated breath here. So did it work or not?
Well, I sort of gave up on it about halfway through the year, but I think it really did help a little bit.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you still have your floaters?
The floaters are still there, and I'm not sure that got any better, but I'm pretty sure my night vision is better.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know why the floaters are there. I'm pretty sure I know why you get floaters. It's because they're calcium deposits. You have too much calcium.
Really?
I heard that or read that or heard it from a doctor or something. I don't know where I got that information, but I think that's why you have floaters.
Because I've heard that was just the fluid, the liquid in your eyes just hardening, just like coagulating.
Or maybe it's COVID.
That's probably a symptom.
Yeah, there's those floaters are a little maddening for sure.
But I think my eyes did improve a little bit this year.
Hmm.
So that's another goal for 2021 is to continue to get my eyes better.
Well, my eyes
My
are
vision.
definitely worse. I mean, I can't even see now without glasses at all, and it kind of scares me sometimes how bad my vision has gotten.
Do you wear glasses all the time?
No.
Because I'm thinking about, it's like how is your vision ever going to get better if you're always wearing
Yeah, I
glasses?
know. It's
I,
always
and
going to
I'm
get worse.
one thing I'm going to try this year is to not try not to wear glasses all the time.
Yeah. No, I don't wear them all the time, but when I need to see something, I do.
When I'm reading or driving or walking.
Well, I don't need them to drive, but at some point I'm probably going to. But on that same line of thought, though, I mean, that's why I don't like to go to the eye doctor but every 5 years, because every time you go, of course, your vision gets worse
Yeah.
and you have a stronger prescription. Your eyes get used to it, and then they just ultimately get worse. So I'm trying to stretch this out as much as possible, but I have noticed in this past year, my vision has definitely gotten worse. Now, I don't know if it's eye strain because I'm staring at a computer all day long, every day. And then when I'm not staring into a computer, I'm reading my Kindle. So, I use my eyes a lot. So I think a lot of it's just eye strain.
The computer definitely. I mean, I'm looking at the computer all day long too,
And that can't be healthy for your eyes.
and the glasses that I use to look at my computer all day long are real
Right.
strong.
Yeah.
So
You should get I have the blue light, or blue block or whatever
Yeah,
on my
I need to
lenses.
get some
and
blue
see if
blocks.
that might help a little bit.
But
Not
anyway,
that
that's
we've
my main goal
diagnosed
for
his
2021 is
eyesight.
to make my vision a little bit better. So
Really, you have no other goals than that?
I mean, I got a lot of projects, and I wouldn't consider those goals. Those are just like to-do lists. Like
Okay.
I've got to paint some of our ceilings. I've got to paint. I got some projects across the street. I've got some flooring to do over there and things like that.
Okay, I can see
To
maybe
me that's like a to-do
a
list.
goal and a project being two different things. But we had this conversation earlier about a goal and to-do list, and I actually looked this up because I wanted to be right. So the difference between a goal and a to-do list is a to-do list is the task necessary to reach your goal. So, for instance, I want to get a new kitchen table. My goal is to get a new kitchen table, but the to-do list would be going out and looking for it. That's the difference between a to-do and a goal to-do list. But what you just talked about as far as project, that's almost the same thing, I think, as a goal.
I
Don't
guess
you
the
think?
overall goal would be to get
To
the house
finish your project, basically.
Get the house
Yeah.
where it needs to be, and
Yeah.
then the to-do list is okay. I got a bunch of
The
ceilings.
projects that it would take to get there.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of roof leaks, to cover up and things like that. So
Yeah, we do have a bunch of leaks in our ceilings because the people that did our roof before didn't do a very good job, and we had leaks like within first couple of years of having it done.
Probably within 6 months we
It
had
was
some roof leaks.
oh, I
Yeah.
knew we were in trouble when that happened. So we have quite a few stains on our
Actually,
ceiling.
it was really sooner than that. It was probably like 2 months.
Yeah,
I
it
remember
wasn't
calling the guy
long.
back over here and say, we got a leak here.
It seemed like you called him out a couple of
And
times.
he went up into the attic to check it out and said, well, I don't really know what it is.
I think we got screwed that first time, but
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job this time. So
We
pretty
hope.
happy with that. Yeah, hopefully hasn't been up
Okay,
here
so
very
what
long.
were your goals?
My goals are basically the same thing: is to blog more, is to write a first draft of a novel, which I've had that goal for 25 years or so. So other than that, I want to learn calligraphy and hand lettering. I can't stand my handwriting; it's just block letters. It's stupid. And I want to learn how to write pretty. So that and see, there was something else. Walk more. I want to get back into walking again. So I don't know. Do you have any
Yeah.
health goals other than your eyes?
I mean, one of my goals is to work out 3 times a week, and I have been
Yeah, you
been
have,
doing
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
At lunchtime over at my office, I have a weight machine. I lift weights 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I would like to ride my bike more often.
Ugh. I can't stand bikes. Bikes make me dizzy and nauseous. I don't know why. But other than that, I mean, when you get to be our age, we've accomplished a lot already, really, as far as finances and things like that. Because you were talking earlier about how
Yeah,
your past
yeah,
goals were always finance.
Yeah, back, a few years ago, everything used to always be like a financial goal, and
Right.
and get this bill paid off or get the house paid off or whatever. So.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Let's see. What is this article that you have listed hypocrites? What's that?
that's the one we talked about already, where the guy was in St. Bart's. He was in St. Bart's, and he sent out
Oh,
the.
okay.
So anyway, we're looking kind of.
Are we getting up there?
You're getting up there in time here.
Let's see. There was one thing I want to. Oh, there's one thing I really want to talk about. Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi bans gender terms: mother, father, daughter, son. She wants the new Congress to ban that language. Let's see. It says in Clause 8C3 of Rule 23, gender terms such as father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, first cousin, nephew, niece, husband, wife, father-in-law, mother-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, stepfather, stepmother, stepson, stepdaughter, stepbrother, stepsister, half-brother, half-sister, grandson, or granddaughter will be removed. In their place, terms such as parent, child, sibling, parent sibling, first cousin, sibling's child, spouse, parent-in-law, child-in-law, sibling-in-law, step-parent, stepchild, step-sibling, half-sibling, or grandchild will be used instead. I think
She's
they're
crazy.
bored. I think they're just bored. They have nothing else to do. So they're just looking for crazy crap to put in there now.
Yeah. That's just nuts. That's insanity.
It really is. It really truly is insanity. Crazy stuff. I don't know. We need to get her out of there. She's just crazy.
Whenever she, whenever Obama got out of office and then the Republicans took over, we got Paul Ryan in there. I thought, man, we got rid of Pelosi. She'll never be back, but now she's back. So.
Well, hopefully, you think
I don't
she'll
know.
get out? They'll boot her out with the new Congress.
I don't know.
How does that work? How does the Speaker of House work?
Well, they just have to vote on the.
So the
Speaker.
majority party, they have to vote on someone from that majority party to be the Speaker of the House. I think
I'm not
she
exactly sure
blackmails
how
people.
exactly that works, but yeah.
I do. I think she
Yeah.
blackmails people to get her way.
Yeah.
Because how else can this crazy old woman continuously end up being
She
in a
is crazy.
leadership role? Okay, how are we doing on time?
We were way over time.
Way over time. Okay, let's answer some questions and wrap this up. So this is from the Questions for Couples Journal. I like to do this because I think they're funny and I like to torture Kevin.
like to torture me.
Yeah, for sure. What are some things you and your partner can do together to create more good memories than bad ones? Well, I feel like this podcast is something that we do together
Yeah.
to create good memories.
Yeah, for sure. And our vacations are always pretty good memories.
We have great vacations.
Yeah, we don't typically buy any souvenirs. We just take pictures, and
Right.
going through our pictures.
Yep. That is
Is
our
always a good
keepsake from
memory.
our
Yeah.
vacations. We don't buy each other birthday gifts or Christmas gifts or anything like that. We go on vacations together. That's what we do together. So I think we create a lot of good memories doing that.
Yeah.
And we do this podcast not only for me and you, but we just kind of wanted to leave something behind, for our kids to look back on and laugh and make fun of us. So
Yeah. I can't believe he said that. He really was stupid, wasn't he?
What? Who was stupid? You?
Me.
Oh, you're not stupid.
I'm
mean,
just thinking
most of the time.
what the kid would say.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you think flirting with your partner matters in a long-term relationship? Why or why not?
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep it. You got to keep it.
We flirt.
Yeah.
Do we flirt with each other?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what he does? He texts me every day about 11 o'clock.
11:30.
11:30. He'll text me every day. Hi.
Well, the reason I do that is because you were talking about one of your coworkers that was like on the phone all day long, or talking all day long, or texting all day long with their spouse, and it's like, I just want to let you know that I'm thinking about
and
you.
that is so annoying. And I'm sorry, my lovely nurse, whom I think of as a daughter from another mother, is watching this, but that is so annoying. You guys, you can talk after work. You don't have to stop what you're doing and talk during the day. Anyway, that kind of leads me to my next question. How often should you and your partner check in with each other every day?
Once.
You know, I always joke to everybody at work. Well, it's not really a joke because this could really happen, but I always tell them that if you ever call me, I'm going to know something bad's happened, because we don't contact each other during the day because he's busy with his work, I'm busy with my work. So if we ever end up talking or contacting each other during the day, then I feel like something's happened and it's probably not good. So how often should you and your partner check in? I mean, why?
Why is it even necessary?
Right, so I'm going to
Unless
see you
you're
after
like
work.
dying or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go there. It's kind of sad.
Just once a day is good enough.
I don't even think it should be that. I mean, you're
Yeah.
going to see each other after work.
Right.
You can catch up.
Yeah,
so.
you're working. Just
Right.
focus on work.
Exactly. Let's see. What is something you and your partner haven't done yet that you're excited about doing together? I don't know. Is there something that we're excited about? I'm excited about going on another cruise with you, if we ever
Yeah,
get
but-
to that point.
Yeah, but we've done that. I don't think there's
That we
anything
haven't
that we
done
haven't
yet.
done. We've
I
done
mean,
everything.
Is there something that you and I have talked about that we want to do together, but we just have never gotten a chance to, or it's too expensive, or
I don't think so.
I want to go to Montana.
I mean yeah, but that sort of falls in the category of a vacation. We've already
Yeah,
done that.
I
think
know.
we've done everything.
Yeah, I don't know that there's, I mean, like, are we talking about like skydiving or
Yeah.
something weird like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there something weird that you and I
No.
would want to do together
We've done everything.
that we would want to? Because, I
Yeah,
mean, you and I
we've
wouldn't
done
want to
everything we wanna
skydive.
do.
We wouldn't want to. Would you want to do anything?
Well, I mean, we've talked about getting an RV and driving across the country,
I think that would be fun, but
and we're not going to do that.
he doesn't. He is not excited about that option.
We started to go down that road. We actually got a truck and a
Yeah.
trailer hitch, but then we started looking at the price of RVs. It's like, I'm not going to do that.
Well, then
That's
it's
too
not just
much.
that, but I mean, it's a lot of work to use it, and then it's
Yeah.
costly to store it and maintenance it, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
and RVs are just, I mean, it's just like a money pit. So we're
well,
not
they
going to do
kind
that.
of are. So, anyway, okay. Well, I guess that's all I had. Do you have anything else you wanted to add to today?
I think that's it for me.
So it's a brand new year. There's hopefully a light at the end of the tunnel, guys. So hang in there, and hopefully this year is a lot better than last year. Do you remember how you felt when you first heard about COVID in March?
Well, I heard about it like in January and February.
You did?
Yeah, they were
How'd you-
talking about it in China.
Oh.
I thought, oh, that's interesting. I'll just kind of keep my ears open for that.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it started hitting the United States. It's like, well, that's kind of weird. This, they're freaking out about something, and that'll just be gone in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah,
I thought it would be
did
gone
too.
in a couple weeks.
Well, I never thought it was going to jump the ocean. I just thought, oh, poor China, they're dealing with this right
Yeah.
now. I never dreamed it was going to end up being a pandemic and then all the other crap that came along with it. I mean, this year, when you think about it, when you think back on it, it's been shocking. Some of the reactions to this.
The reaction has been shocking. I mean, I don't think that the virus itself has been that
No,
shocking.
not at
but
all.
The
but
government
the reaction,
overreaction
Oh, my.
has been
Yeah.
just really
it has
it's been
unbelievable.
eye-opening
Yeah.
to what the government can do to
Yeah,
you.
100% agree.
And just shut you down.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not essential.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then people just go along with it. I think that's
Yeah.
been almost as shocking to me.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Okay.
That's kind of a negative note to end on there.
Oh, it is. Okay, so any good jokes lately?
Well, we had the AOC that said that it's that a mask will protect you more than an AR-15. So
Oh.
so we better go get some more masks, I guess.
Unless you had like a like a gun in your mask or something. I don't know. She's crazy anyway,
Yeah.
so.
All right.
Okay, well, thanks for staying with us and listening to us, and have a great first week of the first year.
Yeah. If you're listening to the podcast, don't forget we have a YouTube
yeah.
channel, and if you're listening to this on YouTube, don't forget we have podcasts on just about
Yeah.
everywhere that podcasts are. So
That's right. You can pretty much take us anywhere you want.
that's right.
Lucky you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You're upside down. Are you supposed to be upside down?
I'm upside down.
Is the